Hi everybody, peace be upon you. In this video I will try to answer these questions. Who was Nostradamus? In what circumstances he lived? Was he a prophet? And were his predictions accurate? And what about coronavirus? And in the end, conclusion. Nostradamus was born in 1503 and died in 1566. He was an astrologer, physician, and an apothecary. His family had Jewish origin, and after that they were converted in Christianity. He lived in the Renaissance period, which is marked like a transition stage in Europe between Middle Age and modernity. In this age, especially in the 16th century, was the magic very spread. Even some of the writers call this age or this century the century in which magic ruled. This depends on how we define the prophet. If we define it like in the main religions in the world, Judaism, Christianity and Islam, he would not be a prophet, because according to this definition, the prophet is only the one who proclaims the will of God by inspiration. And in this way, Nostradamus was not a prophet. Especially we Muslims do not accept any prophet after Muhammad, peace be upon him. Nevertheless, somebody defines the prophet like a person who foretells the future. In this case, somebody can say he was a prophet in this meaning, but it's better to be accurate in the definitions, to call him, for example, a predictor. In this case, we will not make any confusion among the people. The short answer is no. His predictions were not accurate at all. Some of these predictions were totally wrong. For example, he has foreseen that the Albanians will capture the Rome. By the way, I am an Albanian. We never captured the Rome. And other failed predictions is, for example, that he has foreseen that we in the 1999 will come a king of terror from the sky. This didn't happen. And many other predictions were far from the truth. If he will be a prophet, he will not make a mistake in these issues. Like, for example, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he has never recorded any single error in his predictions. Many of his predictions have happened, or better to say, the most predictions have happened. Those who have not happened, this kind of predictions are not specified by a time. They will become truth like the others became truth in the past. For example, some of these predictions is that he has told us that the Caliphate in the prophetic mythology will last 30 years after him. that he has told that his grandson Hassan will make peace between two big groups of the Muslims. This happened when Ali's army after his death was led by his son Hassan. Hassan met his opponent's army of Muawiyah. Of course, the two armies were ready to fight with each other, but Hassan has undertaken a very big decision which is written in the history. That decision is that he gave up his right to rule the Muslims, and he surrendered his territories to Muawiyah, and thus the peace was made between them, and the battle didn't establish, and all Islamic lands were united by this action. So this is a big prophethood, as this happened 30 years after the death of Prophet ﷺ. And many other predictions like that the Roman Empire will win against the Persians, and many other. Not a single error happened among these predictions. Regarding to the coronavirus, this message was spread in many of the social media. This was examined and was not found in any of his books. This is likely to be an internet hoax. It is very strange that many of people believe everything that comes in their hands without looking if it's true or not true. By the way, I take the chance to communicate an important message. That is that we must first of all research about things before we make decisions. Like this myth, for example. There are myths in many aspects of the life. In religions, for example, the most of there are myths. I don't reject that even those who say to themselves they are Muslims, many of them have myths. Only one group of Muslims are clear of this myths, and they are who follow the path of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They have not a single myth. About this you can read more of the books like Ibn Qayyim books, and like this you will not see any single myth in this true path. You can see myths in many Muslims who have made many of innovations in religion. And the myths are not only in the religions, they are also in science. Some scientific quarters, they try to wash the brain of some people. We must be aware not everything that comes from some quarters of the science are truth. We must be very foreseers in these issues and in these situations. Nostradamus was not a prophet of God. He is more likely that he was a magician. Why we say that? There are many elements that allude in this. For example, like we mentioned that in the 16th century there was the magic very spread. This is firstly. Secondly, in that age was a very big connection between magic and astrology. And like we mentioned, Nostradamus was an astrologer. Thirdly, also was there a big connection between apothecary and magic in this age. And there are some other elements that allude that he was more likely a magician. Anyway, was he or not, what is important that we must not believe in the myths. Whether these myths are religious or scientific or any other myths, be aware, don't believe in